Hello there, brothers and sisters of the WoT Blitz universe. You're watching WoT Blitz Addict again. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna talk about the Panther, or other known as Panther 1, the German tier 7 medium tank with super accurate gun, and after last buff in update 6.7, well, decent armor also. So is it worth it to grind through this line to get the E50M? Well, yes. And does this tank still is quite hard to play? Not really, to be honest. It can bounce a lot of shots right now. We're gonna take a look at the armor profile in a second. If you want to check the characteristics and the stats of the tank, you can do it on your own garage because it's a Tech 2 tank, so we're not gonna talk about them there. But still, it has plenty of hit points for a medium tank, nice armor, great gun, very accurate, very fast firing, and the only downside of this tank, I would say, it's the gun depression. It has only 6 degrees of gun depression, or 7 degrees with the top gun, and the top gun is the one you really want to use on it. And the hot reverse is, the turret reverse is quite slow, so that's the second downside of this tank. Other than that, it's a great tank, and was a great tank, but after the buff, it's really epic. When it's stock, it really sucks, you have to know about it, but it's when it's fully kitted out, it's really great. So let's take a look at the provisions, consumables, and armor profile. Okay, so standard multi-purpose restoration pack, repair kit, and adrenaline. As it comes for provisions, I'm using chocolate, I'm using chocolate bar, and I'm using improved fuel. As it comes for ammunition, 59 rounds of AP, 17 rounds of APCR, and 4 rounds of HE. HE it's mainly because when you need to decap, because as you can see, the penetration on HE is close to nothing, like 21 millimeters. No, simply no chance to pan, fully pan anything except for light tanks. And you will see in one of the games that even SP1C, the paper tank, was able to simply, maybe not bounce, but I wasn't able to fully penetrate the SP1C's front, which is really stupid. So yeah, if you want to have HE, just put few rounds, and you rarely would have to use the APCR, but I still get them just in case I'm fighting against tier 8, but even tier 8 tanks aren't really hard to penetrate with this gun. Okay, let's check the equipment. I'm using calibrated shells, and as you can see, even with them, it's 22 millimeters of penetration on HE rounds, which is really pathetic. Engine's gun lane drive, and I'm using refined gun. Just check how accurate this gun is. It's a tier 7 tank, guys. Like, it has 0.261 dispersion with refined gun. Like, it's almost like a tier 9, 10 tank, medium tank. They are so accurate, and it's fast firing. The only downside of this is low alpha damage, but still you can deal damage very fast. Okay, I'm using defense system, I'm using improved assembly, but after the last buff I will probably use enhanced armor, because I started to playing this tank before the buff, and one of the games, the first game will be the pre-buffed tank. You will see how I played it. You still can play it same way, but before the buff you had to do it that way, because otherwise you got totally obliterated by the res, because every single tank can pen you, even light tank, which was really annoying. Of course, I use optics, I'm using angel accelerator. For those two I would use the toolbox, I would use the high-end consumables. Okay, so we can look at the armor profile. We're shooting T29, so a heavy tank against our Panther. It has only 6 degrees of gun depression, as I told you, but even though it's a heavy tank shooting on it, he can still bounce shots on the sides of the turret and armor front and armor side when angled quite good. So you can just try to side scrape a bit like this. And against the medium tank, let's look the T20, let's say. Look at this, just now the front of the turret has been buffed and the front plate has been buffed, which means it can really do great things. Just a tier 7 medium tank. Just look at this. You will see in a couple of battles when I bounced quite a lot of shots, even from high penetrating guns or guns like the SU-152, and yeah, it can really bounce. After the before the buff, you can see the changes. I put a video in the news section where I am talking about armor buffs. And if you want to see the difference, then you can just watch it. And the Panther is the first tank I'm talking about there, so it's quite easy to find. Still, the arm profile is really great. Now you can be more aggressive in this tank. It's a great sniping tank. It wasn't a brawling tank, but now you will find a few games that I was pretty aggressive, frontlining in the Panther. With the pre-buffed version, it was simply impossible. You had to be the second line support tank that just had a position to shoot enemies one after another and just deal damage, farm the red tanks. Let's go and see the gameplay right now. Okay, so this is the first game on Vineyards, and it's a pre-buffed Panther without this armor. It only had armor on the side of the turret and a little bit on the side of a tank, but nothing really special, and you had to be very cautious in it. Still, you can play it this way because this tank has a really great gun and can deal nice stuff from distance, but now you have a choice. Like, if you're a more aggressive player, you can also enjoy this tank because even from situations when you have to brawl, you have to trade damage, you can still bounce some shots, which is great because before the buff, the only thing you could rely on was your mobility and just let's say being a sneaky grub and just hiding behind your team, using their hit point pools to deal damage, and just you will see a few shots right now how accurate this gun is. Now I was able to bounce probably on the front plate or on the side of a turret, but look how accurate is this gun. It's really simply phenomenal. You can snap some shots, some incredible shots. The aiming time is also nice, but you will see. You see the hatch on the pattern. Soon he will give me only his hatch to shoot, and I think we will bounce one, but it was like we hit the hatch. No, the first was a penetration. So yeah, we will probably bounce one, yeah, but still we hit the hatch, just bounced the shot. Wasn't able to penetrate, but still, as you can see, we can try to do some damage on the hatch. He doesn't really know where we're hitting him, so it's like for a second line support for a sniping tank. It's a great tank. As you can see, still it's quite easy to provide those shots, and soon we're gonna just move around because we don't have a target here. We don't have a chance to hit him. We were able to clear him out. And it's 6 against 4, so it's not really a problem right now to win this game. But it's 5 on 4, 5 on 3, and as I told you, this was a paper tank that I wasn't even trying to be aggressive, to be close to the enemy. Distance was your best friend because before they get close to you, look at the penetration. Just look at this. Just IS-6. Hello, IS-6. Now we can trade some damage because he shoot it. He's on a long reload, and we have the DPM, and we are using adrenaline, so we can clear him quite fast, which is perfect. As you can see, AP on tier 8 heavy tank, especially the Soviet heavy tank, no problem. It's like easy as that. The mobility wise, this tank is also quite nice. As you can see, we are just going over 40 kilometers per hour. Down the hill, it's even close to 50. So yeah, it's really almost 60 right right there in some moments. Uh, but still, we're gonna just farm a bit more. As I remember, we will be able to get 2 shots before he dies, so maybe we'll be able to clear him. Yeah, well, we were able to clear him out for our third kill. One lucky bounce, fair enough. And we got the first class, as I remember, 2,500 damage, 3 kills, first class, and Lavashitos medal. And we got like over 1070 damage, basic XP. And this is the after buffed, after 6.7 version, the 6.7 version, which has a lot more armor. And I made a crucial mistake in this game. It would be a mastery, but unfortunately we lost the game because I made some stupid decisions there. You will see them at the end. So we're gonna have, unfortunately, we're gonna lose too much HP, which led us to really not winning this game. But as you can see, we are bouncing shots from the P43, and now we're gonna try to cap the base and deal with the rest of the reds. As you can see, they are pushing the corner a bit late, but we're gonna use it to our advantage. As I told you, the turret is really great. Even against heavy tanks, you still can bounce shots when you're constantly moving. It's not really that hard. Now we're gonna put one in to M445, the AMX, and we're still gonna try to deal some damage. There's a Black Prince. The Black Prince was also buffed, and look at this, we can still penetrate the Black Prince even though it has been buffed, massively buffed in last update, same as the Panther. Through the gun manlet, no problem. Like, this tank really can, and we're still bouncing shots. Of course, it's a low alpha gun, but the penetration isn't great. But still, if you can just show the enemies your turret as we are doing here, and just simply aim, you still can bounce a lot of shots. Not all, of course, but still we are on pretty much almost 2/3 of hit points. We can clear this Black Prince, sorry, and now we're gonna deal with M445. In this case, I still did a bit mistake. I couldn't shoot him like I could, but I missed. I didn't use the opportunity, which was unfortunate. We could pen him from the back, through the back of the tank, but still we can pen him from the front plate, the turrets, like everywhere, which is great. And the M445 is also a good tank. I really like it. I'll probably review it later. It's a nice tank. It's really nice tank. I enjoyed it a lot. But as you can see, that's my first mistake. I was hit by the Jackson, and soon you will see my other mistake. Now we're gonna clear this VK, but we still have 200 hit points. If the Jackson rolls low, we're gonna survive a shot, and you will see another crucial mistake I make. I was just typing instead of playing, and I saw he's coming and still was typing, and that was my second mistake. I received a hit, and now it's time to run because I'm one shot. I was able to bounce somehow on the side of the tank. I have no idea. Probably he hit my turret, and now we are trying to deal damage over distance. We'll be able to run away. There's a SU. The Chaffee would clear him in a second, and those two mistakes made us lose this game because I will be able to get his half of his HP, but still the chaff is a one shot. I wasn't able to bounce a shot, and the Chaffee will be dead pretty soon because unfortunately the Jackson has a pretty good reload and halt and turret traverse speed. But still, we did over 3,000 damage and 4 kills. And even though it was a loss, we got a mastery. We got a Top Gun, high caliber, and 1304 base XP, which was quite good. Unfortunately, you simply everyone does mistakes, not as stupid mistakes as I do. Hopefully, you won't do it, guys. But still, it was a good game, worth showing. So I really wanted to show it to you. And that's the last game because it's still gonna be like 20 minutes video. It's gonna be pretty long, so I decided just to put 3 games. I have many more, but still, this game will show you how aggressive you can be when you after the last buff. I'm a bottom tier, which is interesting, and you will see I will still be able to penetrate the rats with no issues. Unfortunately, we missed that shot, and that would be nice if that went in. But I was a bit over overextended right there because I was pretty sure there was no TDs over there. Unfortunately, there will be SU, and you will see. Yeah, just we bounced the SU-152, the 640 shot, and now we're just gonna brawl with the Centurion. We're trying to angle the tank, but the Centurion gun is good enough to penetrate our armor, but still we're trying to get some angles, get some movement, and we are gonna out DPM him, even though it has also a great DPM. There's a T-44 who was cleared, and there's SU. Unfortunately, I took a shot. I have no idea why, because simply there was no chance I'm gonna pen it. But still, I did. I'm gonna reload real soon, so I don't really care about it. And we're simply gonna push to this SU, and soon after that, you will see that how bad the HE shells are, because they really are bad. You'll see it in a moment. There's a Drag did quite good job over there, but he made one mistake, like almost the same mistake I did in the previous game. As you can see, he's still on pretty much the quite good hit point pool. He can take a few shots. He received one. The SP1C tries to kill him, and now look at this. HE, no chance, back to AP, and now he's shooting. And Drake made a mistake here. He just attacked too fast. He should be behind me, not in front of me. He will poke out, and he's out. The SP1C is using autoloader, so we're gonna just simply try to clear him. Fortunately, we missed, but he's on a reload. We're gonna ram him a bit and clear him out. Just look at this DPM. DPM is phenomenal. And our team was able to clear the remaining red, and we finished battle with over 2,000 damage, the second class, and 3 kills. Top damage, top kills. Quite good battle in my opinion. So if you haven't played this tank because it was too weak, now you should be playing it, because it's now a great tank to play, and a great medium tank. And that's all for this episode. Like, share, subscribe, and do whatever you want, and catch you all on the battlefield. Bye bye for now.